Salutations, it's What's Poppin' with your boy Random, where I bring you all things pop culture with a particular flair for the subculture. And today I'll be serving up a little battle rap. We're not gonna even front. We know what just went down last night or yesterday. We know what just happened. But when it comes to battle rap, I always like to do with my main man co-host Showtime. You with me?
Hey, what's poppin', y'all? What's going on? It always feels good to be back home with Random, talking about battle rap. We talking about the Rare Breed event that went down. Everybody's talking about it. Like I said, the slogan, when it's showtime, it's go time. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it, man. We're going to jump right into it because we got a couple of battles we're going to cover. I'm going to knock out that first two because they were, I don't know if you know, but they were just one-rounders.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to, I won't say hard to judge. It's just not a whole lot to break down. But that first one was Spanish Harlem and your boy Top 10. And I will say this. I did see a video, and I think it was on 15 Minutes of Fame, where they were kind of going at it. I mean, it started off where they were just talking to Top 10, and then all of a sudden Spanish Harlem came into the picture. And it gave, kind of gave me a vibe. It was like Spanish Harlem seemed like he was very comfortable. He he wanted to swag on, Top 10, and then Top 10 was getting, very amped up.
Yeah.
And, he was like, bet that, let's go now, let's go right now. So I was like, okay, it got me a little interested, at least to see what was gonna happen and everything. And I'll tell you this, I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you this. Okay, Spanish Harlem, he did okay. He did all right. He came up there. He's wearing a suit. He had a suit on and everything.
Oh, he had a suit on?
Yeah, he had a suit on. And,
okay.
He did okay. He did okay for that bravado that he had. I don't know, man. He did. It was just okay. It wasn't memorable.
Yeah.
Now, when you go to Top 10, I will say this. Top 10, he was better. Okay, he was slightly better. I don't think he blew Spanish Harlem out of the water, but I think he clearly beat him.
Right.
On an edge. My problem with Top 10 is this, and I know he don't have a whole lot of battles under his belt, less than 10 battles, but what he needs to do is not amp and respond to his own bars. He did a whole lot of Cortez, that what after bars, and it's like, okay, don't try to oversell your bars, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like a person who's telling jokes and they just laughing at their own jokes, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of takes something off of it. So I give it a Top 10, but he got some stuff he needs to work on. He really needs to just kind of not respond to his own bars quite as much. Let the fans do that. Let us tell you it's hot.
Yeah. Okay. So was it a good way to kick off the Rare Breed event? That battle right there, in your opinion?
That's a great question. I think. Well, you know what? I think it was okay for Rare Breed to give them the shot. I just don't think they took the ball and ran with it. I don't think, I think you need to come with your best material. The reason why is because this is your best look. This is your best look, the biggest card of the year, especially with the, SM7 flop. So this one by default is the biggest card of the year. And you have center stage and you're first up. You got to come with your best bars. You need to come with some haymakers. You need to come with some kind of special move. You need something to have us talking about you. But after about this weekend, nobody's gonna be talking about them, man.
Yeah, I guess I guess I would say that's a good look, I guess, on ARP to giving these dudes a shot.
Yeah.
In that one rounder. So
Yep.
Hey, no doubt. Sounds like it was all right.
Yeah, no, it was okay. It was all right. Top 10 won. It was okay. He came with an angle against Spanish Harlem, an angle like, Twerk beat you up or something like that. And it didn't look like Spanish Harlem was refuting it too much. So it might be true. But no, it was okay. It was okay. But it's not going to be something we're going to be talking about for a long time. It's just like, it was all right. It was all right. But, I just think they should have did more with this opportunity,
Yeah, most definitely. And for the people that's listening to the podcast, I didn't get a chance to actually check that battle out. So that's why my brother Random is recapping that. And the next one that we're about to talk about, you let them know what that's about.
That's that Clean Paper and J400 Block. Now, that was the surprise battle, and it even came out in a battle. Basically, Clean Paper was there because he still owed ARP some money for a deposit. So to pay that debt back, he went ahead and did this little one rounder because all you get normally is the first half. You get the second half to show up, but it was a battle that Clean Paper never showed up to. So we know whatever he got paid, it was half. So he just did a little one rounder to clear his debt, and he addressed it in his round. Now J400 Block, he went first, and he was good. He was good. I mean, I think he had a couple stumbles here and there, and it was good. I mean, clearly the dude can rap. Clearly he had some bars. It was good, and I think when he closed out his round, it wasn't too tight. He kind of closed it. It was kind of a sloppy kind of close a little bit. But then when Clean Paper, how Clean Paper is, he just had his charisma.
Right.
Now his performance was a little choppy here and there, where he had some kind of awkward pauses or something like that. He wasn't choking. He did not choke. He didn't stumble. It's just that some stuff didn't hit like it should have. But just on like charisma and he had a few bars that were okay. It wasn't like the best Clean Paper you ever seen, but he had a few bars here and there. And the overall impression after the battle, you're thinking about Clean Paper and his performance. He just leaves a better impression on you.
So he went in there trying to do something extra different this time, but it didn't really hit.
Right. It just seemed a little bit, a little bit awkward, a little bit, but it's just more entertaining to watch Clean Paper though.
Okay.
So J400, I don't know. I mean, unless you're a J400 fan, if you're not a J400 fan, he didn't leave a good impression on you.
Yeah, J400 got some fans out there. I know he got some fans out there.
He does.
So, but you saw the battle. I mean, in your opinion, who won that battle between Clean Paper and J400?
Oh, man, that was a toss-up. I would probably give it to Clean Paper, but I will say this. If somebody, gave it to J400, I wouldn't even really be that mad.
Yeah, okay. So either way, it could have went either way, basically.
Yeah, that one's an either way. I'll be honest, man. That was an either way.
Oh, man. So two of these battles that kicked off Rare Breed, wasn't that
well, they were not they weren't spectacular, but they were they were okay. They're all right. It was like okay, kind of set the it set the tone, but it didn't really the event really didn't get going until you got to the scheduled matches.
All right, so let's get into the scheduled matches. Let's get into it. This is when I started watching.
All right, which one you start? Where'd you start?
Yeah, let's go with the Big Dot Swave Sever.
Come on, man, talk about it. I've been talking. I gotta hear your thoughts, man. Give me round one. Give me what you think.
Yeah, B Dot versus Swave Sever. The energy was that. Well, I got shout out to the crowd too. The crowd was definitely it wasn't like a biased crowd. I felt like they gave they cheered when it was time to cheer, and they booed when it was time to boo.
Yep.
But everybody was energized and ready for this event. B Dot kicked it off, you know what I'm saying? And B Dot came out swinging, man. I'm like, yo. I mean, B Dot was always nice. I mean, listen, I gotta give B Dot props, but he came to New York City, and I'm like, wow, he's still doing his thing. Punches. I mean, the man was like punching away. You know what I mean? Coming at Swave Sever and doing his thing in round one. Swave Sever came up there, and Swave Sever did okay too. I like Swave Sever. He came with a lot of good angles. He made you laugh at times. Swave Sever had some comedy bars at times. As the day went on. But what did you think about round one?
Man, I'm gonna tell you this. B Dot started off first. B Dot went first, right?
Yeah, but he went first.
It was good. It's like you said, man. B Dot he just always fire, man. He fire all the time. The dude always come prepared, always on 10. He always, gives you what he always gives you what you're looking for, man. So he has some good bars, and for the fans, listening, we don't, give away bars or anything like that. It's a pay-per-view that just happened. We got to give you guys some time to watch it. But
go watch it, y'all. Go watch it. Go support.
Exactly. Go support. Go watch it. And we'll give you guys our overall impression of the event at the end of this. But the first round, man, B Dot, if you've seen B Dot before, you're gonna get what you thought you're gonna get from B Dot. Okay, B Dot was nice. The dude is nice. The dude is fire. He's gonna come. He's gonna be lyrical. You know, it's gonna be nice. You know, but I will tell you this, man. Sway Sever first round. I'm sorry, man. Sway Sever took that round, man. He took that, man. He got B-Dot. And my thing is, sometimes I'm looking at rounds, especially when B-Dot is involved, I'm looking at rounds to see if someone can clearly take a run. Because when you think about it, B-Dot, he either wins or he has debatables. You know?
Exactly.
So it's just weird. So, you know, I'm like, okay, I want something clear. So that first round was all Sway Sever. I'm listening. I'm like, okay, Sway, because you know he raps at a slower pace, and that's fine. I got a problem with that, as long as it hits. You know what I'm saying? One person throwing, you know, a bunch of jabs, and another person can throw haymakers. You know, you never know. The ones that land, that's the dude who might win. So, in that one, Sway Sever, man, first round, Sway Sever, he came cooking, man. He was cooking, young boy. So I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Sway Sever.
I agree with you, man. Sway Sever, Sway Sever. You know, and the crazy part about it is that, like I said, B-Dot is lyrical, very lyrical.
Yep.
He comes at you rapid fire with the lyrics.
Yep.
And it's like you said, Sway Sever, he comes in and he's like taking his time dissecting you though with every line that he's spitting. And you know, again, he's pointing out certain you know, things with B-Dot, because B-Dot hit you with that knowledge as well as that gangster stuff.
Yep.
And you know, we don't drop bars here, but you know, again, Sway Sever pointed out a lot of contradictions.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That real talk, that real rap.
Talk to him.
You know, and so definitely I say round one, Sway Sever.
Yeah, buddy. Give me round two.
All right, so round two, you get into round two. You know, round one was great, and to me, it seemed like B-Dot was like, okay, I got to come more with it now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he came, you know, more. You know, I'm like, okay, I was more impressed. I'm like, oh, B-Dot is coming more with fire now this time again. You know, and I was actually impressed by his second round. Sway Sever came out, he, you know, spitting again, you know, he came out with the, I don't even say the bar, we don't do bars, but, you know, brother came out with some comedy in the beginning that had the whole audience laughing.
Nice.
And, you know, you got, you know, listen, it was great, but I'm gonna definitely give it to B-Dot. I give it to B-Dot, round two.
Okay. Now, what I was gonna do, I was gonna skip to, I was gonna have both of us skip to round three, but that's okay. I didn't want to cut you off. No, I didn't want to cut you off, my brother. So I'm gonna go ahead and address round two. But the reason why I was gonna skip, because I gotta be honest, I think the second round is debatable. Now, here's the reason why though. It's not because Sway Sever had more fire than B-Dot. It's only because that's the round where B-Dot, he had to bring it back about 3 times and he caught himself. Now, did he choke? No, he did not choke. However, he stopped and he backed up. You know how you stop your car and you just back it up?
Yeah, run it back.
He did. Yeah, he went back about 2 times, maybe 3 times. You know, so he didn't, like I said, he didn't get the mumble miles. He didn't stumble or nothing like that. He just was rapping, stopped.
Yeah.
Backed up. And then went again, stopped about the same place, backed up, and then went again. So I'm like, it depends on how you judge it. It depends on how you judge it. It's like, okay, did he choke? Because many people say, well, he did not choke because he stopped and went back. Okay, so if you judge a stumble, okay, if you take a point away from, you know, a point or two away from a stumble, then my point is he didn't have a clean second. Now, did he have a fire second? Yes, B-Dot had a fire second. Did he have a clean second? No. So if that matters to you, you gotta take points away from it. Now, Sway Sever, he did pretty good. You know, he did pretty good. I think just on material alone, B-Dot got it. He just didn't get through it clean. That's just my opinion on it. We can go to the third. I'm thinking the second one's debatable depending on how you judge it. So first round, Sway Sever. For me, the second round is a push. Depends on how you do it. I think it comes down to the second, but let's go to the third.
Yeah, let's go to the third. So, you know, B-Dot against, you know, kicks it off third round. You know, the crowd is hype right now. We had 2 fire rounds from both opponents. You know, both of them was bringing it. I got to definitely say this battle right here brought the hype up for the event, in my opinion.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do it. After we came from after that Summer Madness, you know, when you hear these brothers, I'm like, yeah, this is how we do a major event.
Yeah.
So B-Dot came through, and to me, again, I don't know. To me, the brother was spitting again, man. You know, punches. He was, you know, again, dropping that knowledge at the same time, hitting with that gangster stuff. But again, when Sway Sever came back up, he was hitting him with them contradictions, with the brother, like, yo, brother, you say this, but you do that.
Yep.
You say you do this, but you say, I mean, like, okay.
Yep.
So to me, it was all 3 fire rounds. For me, though, overall, if you're going to do it, I'll give it the B-Dot, bro. I give it the B-Dot.
You know what? I'm not even mad at you, bro. I'm not mad at you. I'm looking at my little notes right here. B-Dot clearly took the 3rd round because I don't know. This dude is just epic with the thirds, man. You know how Hitman is epic with the 1st and Tay-Rock epic with the 2nd. B-Dot owns 3rd rounds, man. I don't know what it is. He came at RBE a little bit. Just a little. Not much. Not
I didn't like that part too, man, because he did it to Smack, right?
Yeah, he did it to Smack. He hit. I mean, he go at league owners and stuff. I'm like, man, come on, B-Dot. But he was real soft. It was a soft little chin tap
soft jab
against ARP. So it wasn't a bit. He didn't go at him hard body, so it's okay. It's cool. But he epic with the 3rd rounds, man. I mean, I don't know. B-Dot, he's just unbeatable in the 3rd round, man. You just can't beat this dude. But I will say Sway Sever fought back. It was good. I think, where Sway Sever fell short is when I believe it's at the beginning of the 3rd where he took this imagine if you were in jail angle.
Yeah, right.
That for me, that fell flat. That was a horrible way to start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with the battle, bro? Like,
exactly. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, that's what. But see, after that, everything Sway Seven said after that, it was fire.
Yeah, it was fire, man.
You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, B-Dot out the gate was fire.
Yeah, B-Dot came out swinging and ended swinging too, man. B-Dot, listen, I think B-Dot, in my opinion, other than Geechee Gotti, man, I know I'm going off a little bit. It's one of the top brothers on the West Coast that's doing it right now. And, B-Dot, keep it up.
Yeah.
Be up there solidified, brother. But, again, B-Dot, much love to you, man. And congratulations. We at What's Poppin'. We agree that you got that battle, brother.
Yeah, we do. We agree. I say B-Dot got it, man. Clearly. No, B-Dot got it, man. Legendary, man. Salute to B-Dot, man. Keep doing what you're doing, Keep doing what you're doing, bro, for real. So, I think now don't get me, I will say this, salute to Sway Sever because Sway Sever was OG was fighting, man. He was in this battle. He didn't get smoked. He did not get smoked.
Yeah, he did not get smoked. Sway Sever did his thing too. Now let's not get it twisted. Even though he lost, but to me it wasn't like he got embarrassed or was like, oh, this brother just straight up dropped the ball. Nah, it's like Sever held his own, and I mean, it just wasn't his night tonight, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's all. Yeah. I mean, B-Dot walked out with the victory, man. But no,
that was it.
Sway Sever, OG hung in there with the young boy. He did.
So
he hung in there, man.
What's
the next battle came up?
Team Homie. You know what I'm saying?
Team Homie.
Next battle. Man. You know what? I gotta
Los and Ice.
Yeah. No doubt. And now that one, King Los. Oh man, he surprised me, brother.
Shocking.
King Los. You know what I'm saying?
Shocking.
I'm like, yo, the brother starts spitting round 1. I'm like, okay, all right. I mean, I never heard, too much from the brother. Random. I don't believe you heard too much from the brother.
No, I haven't.
But when the brother started spitting, I was like, yo, this dude have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
He's spitting some bars. I'm like, and then the audience was reacting as well.
Yep.
And he was doing his thing, man. It's for round 1. Head Ice came on. Now, listen, man. People might disagree with me with this round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Head Ice. I mean, to me, Head Ice was all right. He was all right. He wasn't like that. Round 1 was pretty average to me. You know what I mean? He even said something in the battle at the end, like, you know this is trash because he trash. So, like, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't hitting, man. It was not hitting. I'm like, yo, bro, you're supposed to be king of the dot, man, champion, man. It's not a good look. But what did you think, man, about round one, guy?
Well, round one is kind of weird. Okay, Head Ice, he started off strong. He started strong in this round.
Yeah.
And then it's, I don't know what it's kind of weird because Head Ice kind of has his own style, so you're almost grading on the curve. And I know that I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but Head Ice have this cryptic, flow. He like you gotta be from Harlem. You have to be from where he's from. You got to be from his generation sometimes to understand what he's talking about. I mean, I get what he's saying, but he has a funny way of saying it,
Right.
So I mean, he was doing okay, but here's my thing. I was shocked with King Los. The only thing I seen with King Los before was a few little clips of him freestyling and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let me see, if it can translate. He did. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Round one, he did translate. Here's my problem with round one. The reason why I say it's tricky is because I can tell he had a lot of daylight bars. I was listening to that. Yeah,
right.
it was daylight. You know what I'm saying? He said, "I came to eradicate the tatted face." You know, he was talking about daylight.
Daylight.
So he had so that's why I'm like, I can't give him a lot of points. I mean, what he was saying was fine, but I'm like, I was sitting there thinking, well, what does that have to do with Head Ice? Now, I understand Head Ice was a last minute change. You know, he had 3 weeks to prep, so I understand that. So I'm not mad at him, but I'm like, that's ammo. That's not aimed at. How do you kill someone? You're not aiming at them. You aiming at somebody else. You know, you're supposed to be taking a shot at someone. So I can't give round one to King Los. I gave it to Head Ice. Head Ice, he had a few good lines that was pretty good, and he had just enough to beat him only because Los wasn't aiming his shots at Head Ice. But we can go to round two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna go to round two, but to me, in my opinion, round one, the boy King Los got a lot more responses though.
True.
From the audience because I guess they were shocked and surprised.
Go ahead.
He was even hang with Head Ice, a little something. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he hung with him all the way.
Right. Right. No, it was shocking. You're right.
People were surprised, like, okay, King Los. And again, listen, Head Ice, man. I'm very disappointed in that round one. But let's go to round two. Let's go to round two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no problem.
Round two.
Hey, I'm not mad at you, bro. I ain't mad at you.
Round two, King Los, again, hitting us with more, some daylight joints, at the same time, some references to his opponent, Head Ice, mixing them up, you know what I mean? But again, the audience was responding like, yo, this guy has some potential, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For him to be his first time, on the Rare Breed and taking on an opponent like Head Ice.
Come on.
I think he did all right. So Head Ice went on. To me, he did a lot better in the second round. What are your thoughts on round two?
Man, Showtime, I'm not gonna even hold you, man. I think Los smoked Ice in the second round.
Yeah.
I think he smoked him. I was shocked. I was like, man, okay, Los. Now, if you go back and look, Los, his second round was more geared towards Head Ice, and I didn't know how that lyrical miracle serial flow was gonna work, but it worked. He made it work,
Yeah, he made it work out.
Because Head Ice, it seems like he has like this armor that certain things don't work against him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, but no. Los smoked Head Ice in the seventh. He
smoked him.
Yeah, it was. If you look at all three rounds, to me, it's like, and I'm not gonna give I'm not gonna just give it a blanket statement, but it seems like King Los was riding uphill while it was going downhill with Head Ice to me. So second round, it was clear to me, no debating. King Los smoked Ice in the second, man. That's what I got for that. That's what I have for that.
Yeah, so I got round one King Los and round two King Los.
I'm not mad. I mean,
so you got Head Ice round one, and you got King Los round two. Yeah, all right, so I already got him winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's like a barely though. It's barely. Yeah, I just gave it to Head Ice just because King Los wasn't direct towards him. But some people don't grade like that.
Right,
they don't grade like that. So I understand. But that's cool. We can go to the third.
Let's jump to the third. Third round. Yeah, I mean, King Los came back. I tell you, to me, he was okay. I think his second round to me was his best.
Yeah, I agree.
But he was okay for the third. Head Ice, I think in the third he was really trying hard to make a stamp on it. But for me, I just felt like it really didn't work. In my personal opinion, I mean, he was, he said a couple things. I'm not trying to take nothing away from Head Ice. He said a couple things. I was like, okay, wow. But it wasn't, it wasn't nothing to capture, the moment for me. What do you think about round three?
I think third round. I think Head Ice third round was trash. I think I think King Los was. I think King Los cooked him and it was over, man. Put a fork in. Put a fork in. I think he thawed Ice out, man. That was it. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think he thawed Ice out, man. It was over, man. It was over. It was over. He couldn't do. I mean, I think King Los could have closed it better.
Yeah,
but he clearly won. I mean, it's no debate. It's not an edge to me. It's like, hey, King Los, he put the nail in the coffin. And Head Ice, he didn't say anything in the third. He didn't say anything, man. He just, you know what I'm saying? He just wanted the cryptic, you know. I mean, and come on now. I'm not the only one who noticed it. Head Ice, man, half the time he doesn't even rhyme.
Yeah, man.
He doesn't even rhyme. This is
listen, Head Ice
battle.
is the OG.
I know.
You know, but to me, his style is just the same, man. Like
it is.
There's no elevation. There's no progression. It's just same old Head Ice, man. I'm like, oh. But you know, we thought, I thought that it would work because King Los. Nobody knew what King Los would bring to the table for the night. But I mean, surprisingly, King Los to me was a 3-zip.
Man, any way you slice it, King Los got this one, man. I give 21 or 3-zip. The only reason why that first round, and like I said, if someone say, hey, look, I don't, what his material was fire, it doesn't matter, it was indirect. Okay, fine. That's a 3-0. That's a 3-0 for King Los. Now, if someone, because people grade different, people grade a little different. Now, if you say, hey, man, it was indirect, he wasn't really dealing with, blah, 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 his opponent, then, hey, I'm going to take that away. But for me, either way, King Los won. Either way.
Yeah, King Los.
King Los got that win, man. He got that W, man, for real. He got it.
Yeah, so what's the next one, my brother?
The next one, we can either go, let's see, who came after that? Because I think the big one came after. No, I think they did one more, didn't they? I think they did.
The big one. The big one was after that, bro.
Oh, it was the big one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Let's do it. We got to do it.
Yeah, man. The third battle of the night. I was surprised.
Shocking.
Like,
Shocking.
Murder Mook versus Verb. I'm like, what?
No, hey, we got to tell the audience. We got to tell them, hey, look, guys, support, man. And that's what me and Showtime telling you is that, hey, if you get this pay-per-view, guess what? You don't have to wait to the end to see the main event. The main event went on like third. Like third or fourth if you count, the secret battle and then the 1SK and then the one we just recapped. So yeah, man, it came on like right after B.27 or something like that. No, Los and Head Ice. No, that's right. You're right. Yeah. So you don't have to wait to the end for the main event. Murder Mook versus Verb. Talk to him, Showtime.
Yeah, listen, history was made yesterday. A lot of anticipation for this battle. Verb. And when Murder Mook, they came out, listen, it was a classic, man. The audience, they didn't even start yet, and the audience was like an uproar.
Nice.
Like, yeah, we're gonna get this thing going, but listen, shout out to ARP, successful event.
Salute.
But let's get into this. Round one, I'm gonna let you kick it off this time.
First and foremost, man, it lived up to the hype. They sold the fight. It was good because I'm gonna tell you, overall, both brothers, they brought it, man. They brought it, and they brought me back. I can't speak for you, Showtime, but they brought me back to the old era, man.
Oh, no doubt.
It brought me back, bro. I was like, okay, we back. It's 2000.
We back in time.
I was like, okay. So, I was thinking, okay, Mook is gonna get the rounds that SB got. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, we're gonna do this. So anyway, it was kind of all we're gonna go, round by round. First of all, love the look, love the feel. Shout outs to Avocado, keeping it nice for us, keeping it nice. On the technical side, I think it was Mook had some microphone issues here and there a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, just a little bit. Not a little bit here and there, but they got back into it. No slips, no blips, no stumbles, nobody choked, none of that stuff. No jersey. It was a clean battle. Now, first round, you got Mook and Verb, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Mook, he came out, he cooking. He cooking. He went straight to work. He put on his hard hat and he went straight to work. And that's just an expression because he came out with the do-rag, and it was the do-rag laced in your face, straight old murder. So
that's right, classic do-rag.
Do-rag, man. It was classic, man. He was hitting them with some angles and everything. It was fire. He was on fire. He was cooking. And some of the stuff, he kind of came at him in a way I kind of thought he was going to come at him. I respected. I loved it. It was good. It was good. I was worried that he wasn't really gonna translate, and I think he translated enough to where, you know what I'm saying, where he didn't really, he didn't put you to sleep kind of thing. He had it, it was like, okay, he did enough to keep your attention.
Yeah.
He did enough to keep your attention. If you were worried, and I'm just speaking from the perspective of somebody who was worried that he wasn't gonna say anything. No, he had some jewels in there, man. He was dropping some fire in there. I appreciate how he came, but I'm gonna tell you like this here. Verb, no vegan Verb, man. That was vintage Verb.
Vintage Verb.
That was vintage Verb, man. Verb came with some fire in your face. Fire. He was hitting them rapid. It was, man, he was cooking. He was, what I loved about Verb was focused. Focused. No mumble mouth, no slipping and blipping. Man, he was focused. He was on top of it. For me, bro, I got to give Verb first round, man. I got to give Verb first round.
All right, no doubt. So, man, all right, that's what's up. So, round one, like we said, Murder Mook kicked it off, threw the do-rag on. Had a little Michael Jackson moment right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
Crowd going crazy, put the do-rag on, started spitting, he's doing his thing. I mean, he had the audience attention, he had all of our attention. He said a couple lines that, made us say, okay, whoa, Murder Mook doing his thing, he's back. And when that first round went out, I was like, okay, man, I don't know if A-Verb is ready for this, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was thinking.
A-Verb is ready for this, man, but A-Verb, know what I'm saying? A-Verb, dog. And listen, I wasn't rooting for the brother. I was rooting for Murder Mook. Murder Mook, know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But A-Verb came through with it. Oh man. Listen, y'all just gotta watch it, man. I can't even, know what I'm saying? We don't do bars. I wish we could do bars, but y'all just need to go watch that pay-per-view. But to me, in my opinion, I'm just gonna say it right now. This was like the best A-Verb I've seen in a long time. Man, what do you
Verb? Vintage Verb, brother.
Yeah. So definitely I give round one to A-Verb, man. And he did his thing, man. But let's go to round two, bro.
Round two, man. Murder Mook, man. He didn't take his foot off the gas, bro. I mean, right. Murder Mook didn't come to play. He didn't. I will say this: Murder Mook was really trying to kill Verb. He was, man. He was, man. He was trying to headshot him. He was really trying to kill Verb, and I was impressed with it. That's why it gave us the old feel, man.
Yeah.
Because the old feel like you trying to get your opponent out of there, man. You trying to get rid of this dude. So
Mook was talking to him. Mook was talking to him. Man.
Yeah, he was talking to himself. He was trying to lift his soul for real. He really was, And I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm happy with what Murder Mook was trying to do. I'm happy with some of his bars, some of his material. Some of the material for a while. What would start to happen in the second round for me was that. His wordplay started to get a little bit predictable. I kind of saw what was coming,
right?
And I was like, okay, it's not hitting as hard. I was like, okay, it's not hitting as hard. And then we got Verb. Verb came with it, man. And man, his second round was a little better than his first round, man. Verb was right uphill, man. I don't know, man. Verb was cooking, bro. I'm sorry. I mean, it's like, man, you must be a Verb stamp. You gotta see the battle, man. Verb he didn't give you none of that, Okinawa shiny skin, and he didn't give you any of that, man. He was cooking, man. I don't know, man. I'm sorry, man. Verb was vintage. It was the Verb that I was hoping we get. It was the Verb that I thought we had to have for this to even be competitive, because when you look at how Mook was talking about it, he was like, man, Verb ain't gonna get around.
Yeah.
You know? So right there, Verb had a victory. Now, I'm not talking about the whole battle. I'm saying he had a victory in the sense that he didn't get those boos. Every time he go to New York, he get boo, but not this time.
Yeah, man.
Man. I'm sorry, man. For me, so far, man, and people gonna hate it, man. But I got Verb 2.0, man. I got Verb 2.0 right now, man.
Oh man, Verb 2.0. Okay, controversy.
Go ahead.
There we go. My interpretation of the second round. Like I said, Mook started off again. He came out swinging, doing his thing, punchlines. It came a little, with some different angles and stuff like that. But to me, he kind of reminded me of, and that's something that we talked about in the prediction show, that he shouldn't be doing. He kind of reminded me of the old tactics, the old things that he used to do.
Go ahead.
And I'm like, yo, and we said that in the prediction show. If you didn't hear that, go check out the archives. That he cannot come with, he has to be a new Murder Mook in order to defeat a Verb. And to me, he was like declining really with this particular round, and it was starting to sound like that old Murder Mook, that 2003, 2004 Murder Mook that we need at this time. We can't have that. But a Verb came back up. And listen, a Verb turned into Super Saiyan Verb. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
Yo, man, started spazzing. Again, the crowd, the New York crowd was loving it. But like I said, no bias. The crowd was, whoever was doing better. The crowd was rocking with it. And listen to me, a Verb was doing much better. Clearly his bars were better, and he came ready for this event. It seemed like he threw the whole bag out that night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
Full Murder Mook. And to me, man, already, we got a Verb. Both of us got a Verb 2-zip right now. Yeah.
Man. See, and that is just weird. I know some people who hadn't seen it, they're gonna listen to the show, they're gonna be like, man, these dudes are crazy. You have to see it. You
gotta watch it. Yeah, definitely. You gotta watch it, man. And like I said, I'm a Murder Mook fan. I'm like, yo, Murder Mook, come on, man.
Tell him. Thank you. Tell him. Tell them. See, you trying to be fair. Yeah, you trying to be fair and unbiased.
Yeah, gotta be real. I give credit to credit is where credit is due.
Yeah.
And a Verb, and I know it's hard to believe because listen, a Verb has some messed up. I'm saying matches.
Yeah.
I know what y'all thinking, but like I said, last night, a Verb was on a whole nother level last night. Man, he came ready. He fought it like this was his last match or something.
It was.
Came out, yeah, man.
Dog fight, bro.
And matter of fact, I heard Low Deluxe was there. You know what I'm saying? Low Deluxe was in the crowd.
Yep.
And a couple people came. Arsenal was there. A couple people came out to see this event, major event. But yeah, man, round 2, definitely give it to a Verb. I guess we got to kick off round 3, which was the unlimited battle. The limited time, right?
Yep. Yeah, man. This was now you enter into Mook's wheelhouse, because Mook come from an era where you just rap, dude, until you were finished. You had bars on deck. You rap for days, man. You just kept coming. You hit people with a flurry. It was one of those Muhammad Ali. One thing about Muhammad Ali is that he always went the distance and he wore his people out. He didn't. Muhammad Ali's not known for second and third round knockouts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He take you to the 10th, 11th, 12th round, and then he finish you off. And that's how it was in the old days. Like, you just rap till you had no more left.
That's right.
Rex, Reed Dollars, Murder Mook. Hey, even Loaded Lux. You just rapped. So the unlimited round, that's in Murder Mook's wheelhouse. That's why I was worried for Verb, and I was like, Verb has got to get the first 2 rounds because this unlimited is gonna be ugly, Right. And what I thought Murder Mook was gonna put us to sleep, only not because of his material, but because I thought he was gonna go too long, because you gotta pay attention to the crowd. If you lose the crowd, then it's like, hey, look, let it go, cut it off time, yourself, no one's gonna call time because it's unlimited. And I get that, but I'm saying you as the artist, pay attention to the crowd too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Murder Mook, don't get me wrong, he had fire. He came with angles. He came with Verb mother lesbian angle. I'm not gonna give away any bars. I'm just giving you an angle. He came with Verb being gay angle. He came with Verb is not really a vegan angle. He came with Verb the meaning of the word verb being action, and if you don't do anything, if you don't declare anything, verb don't come into play, kind of thing. So I'm just I'm letting the people know, hey, we watch it, it. But So he came with all these different angles. He hit him with a bunch of different angles. And, man, Mook went over 20 minutes. He went like 22, 23 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, 22 minutes I heard,
Yeah, man. This dude, he went over 20 minutes of rapid, just bars. And it was good. Now, Verb, he came with about between 8 and 10 minutes of rapping.
Yeah.
But he told him, he said, look, if you give him quality, and I'm cleaning up everything that Verb said,
right.
He said, if I give you quality for 10 minutes, then it don't matter. The 20 minutes don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and Verb did give quality in that 10 minutes. It was good. It was strong. It was nice. It was really nice. But the reason why the third is kind of hard to judge is because Mook doubled him in material.
Yeah, he did.
So that's hard to say. I mean, if you just say, you know what, he went too long, and you say, I don't even want to deal with it because he went too long. Or if you just look at the quality of the content, it's like, okay, was Verbs more potent? It was more to the point. It was potent, gave you enough to take the round. That one is going to depend on how you grade, because basically what I'm asking the audience, when you go see it, I'm asking you to say, okay, you basically, what it comes down to, obviously it comes down to the material, but overall you got to say, okay, was that 20 something minutes better than the 8 between 8 and 10 minutes of material from Verb? That's really what it's going to come down to, unless Mook was saying absolutely nothing for 20 something minutes, which you can't say that because he did have some stuff in there.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? You can't say that. So I'm like, oh man, that one's kind of hard. It depends on what you think of the material of both of them. I got to be honest. You can hear it in my voice. That's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. I'm gonna go ahead and go Verb. Forget it. I'm gonna say Verb, but just the reason why is because I think it's not because Mook was trash. No one's saying that. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I just think that it was too drawn out. It just went too long. It was like, okay, and I just think he could have got to his points a little bit quicker. I think what happens is that Mook had these long setups.
Right.
He has these long drawn out setups. I think you take a little bit too long to the point, and that's the difference in this new era of battle rap. You can't take as long as we used to in the old day. Now, I like the feel. I like it because you and I, we've been watching it a long time, so we understand what's going on. We say, okay, you know what? Back in the day, they took a minute to get to that punch. Right now, today is rapid fire,
right.
back to back to back to back. So
right.
I can appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I can appreciate it. But it's kind of, you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting a little, you're wearing on me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give it a Verb. I mean, yeah, it sounds like a 3-0. I don't know. I'm not going to call it a body. I can't do that. But I will say this. Verb is the only dude who can say he clearly beat Mook, man. No debating, because I already got him beating the first 2 rounds. So
yeah, we already got him first.
Right. Yeah, buddy, man. So I'm gonna give you the floor, man. That's my thoughts on the third, man. Go ahead, Showtime.
Yeah, I mean, as usual, accurate breakdown. Third round, over 20 something minutes.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Murder Mook was spitting some fire. He was saying some things that were pretty hot. But I feel like as time progressed, the audience was like looking at their watch, like, yo, okay. Yep. All right, now it's just 20 minutes now. What's going on? You know what I mean? Sometimes so much material is not good material.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And Verb came out, did his thing again. You know what I'm saying? The time that and when he was going, it wasn't like people was like looking at their watches neither. It was like people got their attention again, like, oh, okay, Verb, go ahead,
Verb.
Yep. You know what I mean? So, but that one could be debatable again, because like I said, Murder Mook was spitting some fire. He was saying some things, even though it was over 20 minutes. He was saying a lot of things, and both Verb was saying things too. So, man, but if I gotta pick, man, just to not to cause any controversy, I'm gonna go to Murder Mook. I'm gonna say Murder Mook. I'm gonna say Murder Mook got that round. But again, I have to go watch it. And but listen, man, both battle rappers came out. They brought it. They reminded us what legendary battle rappers is all about.
Talk about it.
Yeah, man. They gave us a history lesson on how we should do this, or where it all came from. Pretty
young
much.
boys. This is how it's done, guys. That's how you do it. Go ahead.
No mistakes, no fumbles, no bumbles. no flipping and blipping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, none of that, man. So yeah, man. Shout out to A Verb, man. You know, yo, I have respect for you, brother, but I got a newfound respect for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
You
up.
know, like you said, the first brother to defeat, Murder Mook, man. And I mean, what are your thoughts? You think that's the battle rap industry is gonna look at A Verb and give him the credibility he deserved now?
I hope so. I was looking at some of those early bloggers and stuff, and I'm not, I ain't gonna front, man. So far, I'm trying to see if anyone. No, you know what? Everyone so far that I saw, we ain't gonna front. We look at some of these top bloggers out there. Champion is gonna wait, till probably about Monday before they drop theirs.
Yeah.
But on the early going, I think Jims gave it to Verb. I think Butterfly gave it to Verb. Your boy Battle Truth, he gave it to Verb. I mean, almost everybody gave it to Verb, man. But I like I said, I was watching live. I'm taking my little notes. I got me a pen and a pad, and I'm listening. So I mean, I gave my honest opinion because I wrote my stuff down before I seen any of the those other videos and everything. But the consensus, man, I'm telling you, the consensus saying Verb got it. I can't remember who put out a poll. And again, it was a Twitter poll or something, and still Verb got it again. So to answer your question, I think as a whole, I think the bloggers and everything is gonna give Verb his due. At least I hope they do.
Yeah.
The only one I think is it not 15 minutes of fame? Who was it? I think whoever the guy who was doing the face offs or the press conference, I should say. I think that dude was kind of edging, trying to edge it to Murder Mook and everything. So that just brings me around to saying, I think a lot of Murder Mook stands, man, are going to try to find some kind of way to kind of give it to them. They're not being, I just don't think they're being, honest. I think it's being biased because, and the reason I say that, I'm gonna tell you this, because it's gonna sound like, well, then how we know you're not a Verb stand. Here's the thing. Here's the difference. Now here's the difference. I did want Verb to win. I mean, I was pulling for Verb. If you look at our prediction show, I was pulling for Verb and you were pulling for Mook. So, but here's the thing. A couple of things happened that's not on me. Two things. New York notoriously boos Verb.
That's right. That's a fact.
Okay, that's not me. That's not me. They notorious boo Verb. They did not boo Verb, and for a minute they booed Mook here and there. Okay, and Verb got a 3-0 chant. That's not me. That's not me. So you can't say, oh well, you being biased. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, the consensus says Verb got that, man. And the other thing, it was in New York. Hello.
Yeah, it was in New York City.
It was in New York where Verb get booed when he opens his mouth.
Yeah, he came to the enemy territory, basically.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. It's not me. It's not me being biased. It's not. I'm telling you, because the reason why his Verb was cooking and people did not expect that kind of cooking from Verb. They thought he gonna do this vegan Verb, lyrical miracle stuff, and astrological and quantum physics types. No, he didn't do that. I'm like, oh man, and I was worried. Think about it. When he was on Champion, all he kept talking about is veganism.
Yeah.
Stop eating chicken. I said, oh man, this dude go get come talk to him, Showtime.
Yeah, I'm saying that too, man. Like this brother, every time somebody says something, man, you better stop eating that chicken, brother. I'm like, what is he on, man?
That's what I'm talking about.
What is he on, man?
That wasn't a good look. I said, man, he gonna get beat, man. He gonna get beat.
He gonna be caught slipping this time.
And so it's not me being biased. I'm like, man. Off the podcast, off cam, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, Verb gonna get cooked, man. He gonna get cooked.
Yeah. But as far as Murder Mook is concerned, do you feel like this hurts Murder Mook? Because I see him on Twitter already trying to make excuses.
Yeah, he is. I don't think it takes him off Mount Rushmore. I don't think it put a dent in his armor. I don't think it take him off Mount Rushmore, but I think in a lot of fans' eyes, I think Verb need to take his seat on Mount Rushmore. There's just no way. Yeah. Verb, because think about it. Hollow is on some people's Mount Rushmore. Verb beat him. Right. Arsenal is on some people's Mount Rushmore. I think Verb beat him. You see what I'm saying? So you got Loaded Lux, who kept ducking and dodging Verb, because Verb been calling him out and chasing him, but he beat the dude who beat Lux twice.
Right.
So I'm sorry, if you beat 3 people on Mount Rushmore, you need to be on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that's right. Now there's rumors out there that Avery and that he won. We may get that Loaded Lux versus Verb in the future.
We might get it, but you know what before we move on to the rest of the battles, bro. This is what I'm feeling, and I definitely want you to tell me how you feeling.
Yeah,
I think Verb needs to not take very many battles. I mean, maybe 2-3 battles, maximum 4 battles, 2019. And here's my thing. Here's my thought.
Right.
The reason why people sour on Verb is because, well, one of the reasons, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is because oversaturation. You got too much Verb.
Yeah.
Okay? Too much. Because Verb, his style and his pen is to the point where Verb can't battle every month like that. I know he's done it, but he's not potent.
Right.
You know? So next year he needs to sit down like a king, and this is what I mean, and I want you to I want to hear your thoughts on it. He needs to sit down like a king, and people need to come to Verb. It needs to be a privilege to stand in front of Verb, and this is what I mean, because it's the same way with Murder Mook. It's a privilege to stand in front of this dude. He don't battle a lot. Hollow the Don is another king. It's a privilege to stand in front of him. Hollow, he does 2 battles a year, you know? Right. Same thing for Hitman Holla. Hitman Holla is a king. He don't battle that much. It's a privilege to stand in front of him. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
You see? Verb needs to do the same thing, and that way that way he doesn't water down his brand. What are your thoughts?
That's right. Key points right there. Being that he beat, the king, Murder Mook. I mean, he need to take the throne and treat it like a throne, and like don't go out there and oversaturate yourself and lose the quality of who you're supposed to be. Right now, you a king right now. You're on top of the food chain, and you got to treat this opportunity as such.
Yep.
So I agree with you, man, 100%. Hopefully he does take that advice and don't take any more battles. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly.
Do you think he should take one more for this year, or this?
Oh no! How do you top battling Murder Mook? No, dude, no. 2018, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. Okay. That's it. It's over. No, don't do it. Don't. Yeah, no more 2018. And matter of fact, I'll do this, and I hate to give away kind of jewels like that, but I'll put it like this. And I'm not patting myself on the back. What I'm saying is this: you take all these checks. And say, for instance, Verb, he's probably around we don't know what their pocket is, but he's probably around the $5,000 to $15,000 a battle, right?
Right, probably.
Okay, so his price is going to go up anyway. He beat Mook. Okay,
he beat Mook, right?
He beat Mook. Now, what needs to happen is this: he needs to take a battle maybe once a quarter. Now, charge 25,000, but you only battling 4 times a year. So 25,000, 4 battles in a year, boom, you make 6 figures that year. Right. The reason I say that, because we already know Mook, he asked for 50, 60, 70, 80,000. We know Hitman asked for 30. You see what I'm saying? We know Surf, he got like 20K. You know what I'm saying? So when you a king, you kick back, he sit back and say, look, I'm doing 4 battles next year. That's it. 1 a quarter every 3 months. Then he's not chasing anybody, period. Then he says, okay, first quarter next year, 25K. The next quarter, 25K, so on and so forth. And that's it. And just sit down, relax. You don't oversaturate. You get 4 battles. That's it. He can make 6 figures, 4 checks at 25K. You good to go.
Yeah, he's straight. And, make them come, like you said, make them come after him. You know what I'm saying? Let the bitter war begin.
Yeah, exactly. Act like a king. Act like a king.
That's right. And now that he's on top of the food chain, he's going to have a lot of top people trying to target him now and take him off his throne. So,
exactly.
Again, like I said, I'm not an Verb fan, family. I'm letting y'all know I'm not an Verb fan.
Talk to him.
But I got to give respect where respect is due. The brother took it to a whole nother. Like, please go watch it. Go watch that Rare Breed pay-per-view. It's a must watch. And congratulations to the brother. But let's go on to the next one.
All right, we'll move on. I think the one after that, wasn't it Iron Solomon and Big K?
Iron Solomon versus Big K.
I'm going to let you lead that off. I'm going to let you lead that one.
Yeah, man. Iron Solomon versus Big K. I was actually looking forward to this one. Iron Solomon, he had a pretty good run, for the year so far. You know what I mean? Nitty, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
A couple different battles out there on Smack, but now he's on Rare Breed right now, and to me, when he came up for round one, he was doing his thing, spitting, as usual.
Yep.
To me, Iron Solomon to me has really improved and has a great run so far. So for me, in my opinion, as far as the bars are concerned, Big K, when it was his turn, man. I don't know about you, brother, but it was disappointing to me, man. Like, because I seen Big K a couple years ago, and the way he was spitting before, something has changed. Like, I'm like, yo, what's happening, man? Let's go watch the pay-per-view, y'all. Y'all see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's not even nothing really to talk about. Iron Solomon got this.
Man,
what are your thoughts, though?
Man, I'm not gonna even hold up. I'm not gonna hold the people up, man. Iron Solomon, I'm shocked. I gotta salute Iron Solomon. I'm because we have to remember the dude just got out of a battle last week with JC.
Yeah.
Then he comes this week and he has to go against Big K, who was known to be one of the better punchers.
Yeah.
Okay. So he comes out. He has a very clean round, very sufficient, and he also preempted. Okay. Whatever Big K was gonna say, he said he gonna bring up the Skittles. He said he gonna talk about me being Jewish. He gonna come. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come with this. He's gonna come with that. And when Big K opened his mouth, what did he talk about? The Skittles, the fact that he's Jewish. I'm like, oh man, come on. I don't know. We know this is pre-written material, but you have to. That's what you have to do. We know Big K is not a freestyler. So. It just man, and then Big K stumbles.
Yeah, he stumbles.
Then he stumbles. I'm like, oh come on, but man, 1-0, man. Iron Solomon 1-0.
1-0 Iron Solomon. That's right. All right, so let's go to round two. Round two. To me again, Iron Solomon again, man, on point, doing his thing still. Spitting. No complaints. To me, again, consistency. Iron Solomon, in my opinion. Big K, I don't know, man. I have nothing good to say about Big K this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find some good things to say about the brother right now, but it's really hard, man. I'm like, I'm trying to give him, Big K. I'm like, okay, what did you do good? What did you do that was really good this time, man? Nothing, man. I'm saying nothing about it. So I ain't going to waste y'all time. You know what I'm saying? Iron Solomon round two. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts, man. Iron Solomon 2-0.
Right.
That's my thoughts, man. Big K, come on, man. He come on, bro. He's just not Big K. He makes it to where he had a few little moments where you kind of chuckle a little bit, but. Big K, I agree with you what you said in the first round, where it seems like something has changed, and in my opinion, it seems like Big K does not care.
Yeah, he don't care, man.
He don't care, man. It's like, dude, Big K, why are we watching you, bro? You don't care.
Yeah.
Why am I watching you, man? Iron Solomon 2-0, man. Go ahead. Go.
Straight out the game.
Come on, man.
This might be the fastest round we go through.
Oh, man. Hey, we ain't gonna play with the people, man. We ain't gonna play with the people.
Yeah, going to the third, again, Iron Solomon doing his thing, y'all. Doing his thing, go watch. Doing his thing. You know what I mean? I think he choked. I don't know if he choked in his third. I forgot.
I don't remember Iron choking in there. I remember Big K choking.
Big K. Yeah, Big K. That's what I'm talking about.
Big K. Man, Big K. I know he's from Virginia, but he Jersey.
Yeah. I think Big K choked in this round, but yeah, man, total disappointment.
Yeah.
I actually liked Big K, man, but for the past couple battles that he's had so far, he let me down, man. You know what I'm saying? He let me down, man. And got to give it the 3-zip, man.
Man, 3-zip Iron Solomon, man. As far as Big K go, man, we need to Thanos snap this battle, man, for real. It never happened, bro. Not me for Big K. Nothing against Iron Solomon. That's a win for Iron Solomon. Iron Solomon get the dub. And
Right.
and don't get me wrong, he clearly beat him. It wasn't a default win. I think he had better material,
Yeah,
But the
yeah, yeah.
performance of Big K, come on, man. It's like he doesn't care. It's like, hey, he goes there, give me my check, I'm out of there.
Yeah, man. I think brothers need to stop booking this brother, man, because clearly,
I agree.
Big K does not care. He's just coming up there to, to collect the bread and give y'all average or below average performance.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. I'm like, wow. He's lucky people still booking him, man. In my opinion, wow. But yeah, man, shout out to Iron Solomon. You did it. You're doing your thing, my brother. Big K, I think you need to go chill somewhere, man. And take a hiatus for the rest of the year, brother.
Yeah, he needs to sit down, man. I agree with you, man. That these leagues need to figure out and just stop booking this dude, man, for real. And I mean, I know, I'm not even following Big K, but he probably blocked me anyway. But he just, no, bro. He just, you can tell in the quality of his, he's like, he talks down about leagues and stuff, mainly URL, but he talks down about leagues. He talks bad about bloggers. And it's just the dude just don't. He makes himself a villain. He just don't care. And the funny thing is, he has humor. He's a funny guy,
Yeah.
And he had me laughing. He has punches, but it just doesn't seem like he cares, bro. I don't know, man. I'm good on Big K for a while, man.
Yeah. So what's the next one, brother?
Then next one we can knock it out with is the Danny Myers and Pat Stay, man. What'd you think of that one?
Yeah, Danny Myers and Pat Stay, clash of the styles.
Yeah, it was.
Two different styles, it was interesting to see how it all would mesh in one battle rap competition.
Yep.
And round one, who went first? Was it Danny?
I think, no. Pat Stay went first.
Pat Stay went first, right?
Yeah.
Pat Stay, listen, man, if you've seen Pat Stay before, if Pat Stay came out doing this thing, man, Danny Myers, kind of, punching, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna before I give you my prediction on it, what did you think about round one?
Well, I like it. It was definitely a style clash, and I think at the end of the day, Showtime, I think it was charisma versus punches.
Yeah, there we go. Charisma versus punches, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. I think for round one, it was a really tough one for me to decide because both of them, to me, are good battlers.
Yep.
But I'm gonna give it to Pat Stay round one.
You know what? I'm not gonna even hold you, bro. I think Pat Stay had it too, man. He was just more charismatic. He had way more, crowd control. He was way more paused. He looked very comfortable.
Yeah.
Very comfortable. So I think, I'm gonna get just charisma, and he had bars. He had bars, but his stuff comes off very natural, very almost conversational. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
The structure of his bars was very conversational. Like he just having a little conversation with you, not taking you really serious. Is almost like a little a sparring match. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We had the headgear on, we got the glove, we got protection on, and everything. And it's not like a real Rocky type fight. It was just kind of like, oh, I'm just playing with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it was he styled on him. I get a first round of Pat Stay. He kind of styled on him.
Yeah, man. So round two, Pat Stay, came out again. Again, to me, Pat Stay, like I said, I like his style, man. He has an interesting style. It's unorthodox.
Yeah.
But it's good. It works.
It works.
You know what I'm saying? It's working. Can't complain about it.
Yep.
And Danny Myers, to me was more the same. To me, in my opinion. I mean, before I make my prediction again, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, I mean, I think we're kind of mirroring you and I think we saw the same battle, bro.
Right. Yeah.
I think we were looking at it the same way. And you know what? I don't want to discredit Danny because let me just give Danny a little bit of props. What I love about Danny Myers is that he's consistent. And he has bars and he brings it and he likes battle rap and he loves the culture and he's no slacking. He don't slip and blip. He takes everybody serious. You're going to get the same Danny on a big league and you're going to get the same Danny on a small league. And I'm not saying RBE is a small league. I'm talking about, Billy Bob's Barbershop League. He's going to still get 3-5 rounds.
Right.
on the big stage or the small stage, Danny is going to deliver, and I don't think he get the props that he deserves. I really don't. I really don't. I'll be honest with you.
That's one thing. Danny Myers do not get the props he deserves.
Yep.
I don't know why, but he because like Random said, the brother's very talented.
He is.
He's consistent. You barely see him make a fumble or he can always come prepared, whatever with his lines and everything. So shout out to Danny Myers.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. So I mean, I enjoyed it. You still got the same Danny Myers. I think his first and second for me, Danny Myers was about the same, and then the second for Pat Stay, I think he got even better, man. I think he was funnier. He even had a few more charismatic punches, if you will.
Yeah, there we go. Charismatic, unorthodox, charismatic punches. There we go.
Yeah.
So, listen, I got to give it to Pat Stay again, man.
So did I, man. Let's go to the third. So did I.
I ain't going to the round three. I was like, I can't say too much about this one, man. It's like, all right, Pat Stay, did his thing again. You know what I mean? Both of them, really came out. They gave us a show. But for me, as far as the clash of the styles, I'm gonna say it, man. To me, in my opinion, man, Pat Stay 3-zip, bro.
Yeah, we ain't gonna hold the people, man. I think the same. I'm thinking the same thing, man. Pat Stay was it was good. Now I will say this. I think the third was Danny Myers' best round.
Yeah,
he definitely had a fire. He went Super Saiyan in the third. He did. But it's just Pat Stay. I think it was just a little bit. I think it was in this case. I think it was a little too late because Pat Stay had already lapped him. I think.
Right.
So I gotta get. Man, I hate to say it, man. Because I don't think it was a body, but I think Pat Stay got it clearly 3-0, man. I think he got a 30 clip on him.
Yeah, 30 clip. The 30 clip, man.
Yeah, I think he did.
Congratulations to Pat Stay.
Yeah.
Do you think this battle hurt Danny Myers or helped Danny Myers?
Man, that's a tough one. And I think what happens, oh man.
Because people look up to Danny Myers, from the West Coast. They look up to the brother.
They do, and don't get me wrong. I think the audience. I think they're gonna go, and I think what we're gonna see when it comes to bloggers and stuff. I think we're gonna see some people gonna get a battle to Danny Myers, right? Because Pat Stay is so unorthodox.
Yeah,
and I think they're looking because if your brain is looking for bars and looking for punches, you're gonna say Pat Stay, man, he didn't give me those back to back punches. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, I think Pat Stay stopped on him. I think, oh man, to answer your question, did it help Danny Myers? Hurt him? I don't think a lot of people hold Danny Myers in high regard. I think they're just gonna kind of throw up their hands and be like, well, because Danny Myers, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I hate to be that way because I respect Danny Myers, man. I just don't think, I don't think it hurt. I think he stayed where he is now. On the other hand, I think it helped Pat Stay a little bit. And the reason I say that is because he even addressed it in the round. He says, I beat a Verb, he gets Mook.
Right.
And I get you. So he said maybe I'll just lose on purpose and then I'll get Eminem next. You know what I'm saying? So that was, I'm sorry, that's a little angle that he took. I thought it was good. It was great. But hey, Pat Stay got 2 back-to-back wins, man. He beat Verb, he beat Danny Myers, and I think that looked good for him, man, for real.
Yeah, it's definitely good on Pat Stay's resume.
Yeah.
Like I said, Danny Myers definitely respected. We're not taking nothing away from Danny Myers.
Nope.
However, it's a clash of styles, and to me, and I guess Random, I can speak for Random. We both see it that Pat Stay styled on him a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so.
And that was it.
3-0. 3-0, bro.
3-0. So what's the next one, man?
I think it's gonna be the last one, man, and I think it's gonna be Ill Will Big T.
Ill Will Big T, man. I'm gonna let you start that off. Go ahead, bro.
Well, the Ill Will Big T, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And I'm gonna keep it 100, like I've been keeping it throughout. Okay, Ill Will comes out. And I'm just talking about the first round. Ill Will comes out.
Yeah.
And he's cooking, but I'm gonna tell you why that's surprising. Because of last week versus O-Red, right? So, these back-to-back weeks, you know, you like, oh man, that's a lot of material you got to remember. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, so what I'm thinking is, I'm gonna tell you what it seemed like. Okay, I don't think last week at SM7, I don't think that his best material was last week, because a lot of people feel like Ill Will was very lackluster last week. So I feel the same way. It wasn't that great, but this week is a different story.
Yeah.
Ill Will was cooking in the first round, doing some definitely better than his last week performance. Okay, it was a different energy, it's a different vibe. I got to rock with Ill Will on that. When Big T started talking, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man, Big T wasn't saying anything, man. It was like he was rambling, just talking. I'm like, man, where's the punch? It was like set up. Hold on, let me tell you something. Set up. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Yeah, let me tell. I'm like, come on, Big T. He wasn't saying anything, man. You know what? I don't even want to monopolize the show, man. Go ahead, man. What do you think about Rob? I mean, look, Ill Will 1-0 to me. Big T wasn't saying anything. Go ahead.
All right. There we go. Yeah, man. So as Brandon pointed out, you know, Ill Will came out swinging. And to me, surprisingly, you know, he, you know, again, we comparing the battles between him preparing for Big T and preparing for O-Red. The crazy part is, you know, you would think that he would have these bars for O-Red, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he, you know, but hey, you know, I guess Big T paid for whatever he couldn't display to O-Red. And yeah, man, Big T, I was like, okay, the brother been off for a while.
Yep.
He has been rapping for a long time. He's gonna come with something. And they saved this for the last battle too.
Oh,
like, yo, Big T might be coming with it this time.
That's what I'm thinking.
But you know, as the battle progressed, round one, I was like, yo, bruh, man, come on. This is some average stuff right here, man. This is some average stuff, man. Like, yo, this is round one. So yeah, clearly I would say Ill Will round one. Yeah, man. Let's go to round two.
Man, more to say. In fact, I'll be honest, I'm looking at my notes here, and Ill Will actually got better in the second round, man.
No
better in the second round. Big T, man, man, I gotta be honest, man. I was searching for something to give Big T.
Yeah,
in the second. You know, he said a few things that, you know, it didn't move me, man. I was trying. It's just, it wasn't hit, man. Ill Will, he got better in the second round, which was shocking, because I'm like, man, where was all this material against O-Red? But anyway, he got better. He saved his best material for this stage, which, hey, I don't blame him. You know, I don't blame him too much. But he was cooking. He did very well in the second round. And matter of fact, his second was better than his first to me. Big T got a little bit better, but it wasn't enough. So far, 2-0 Ill Will.
Yeah, I agree. Big T got a little better in the second round. Got a little better, but Ill Will got better as well. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Ill Will sent it off. So, you know, yo, man, I ain't gonna waste your time, family. I ain't gonna waste your time. I'm saying, Ill Will already. You know what I'm saying? He got the second round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got the second round. Like that. So okay, well, let's go ahead and close it out, man. On the third round, Ill Will. His third round, I think, was Ill Will's lightest round.
Right.
In my opinion, I think it was his lightest round. It was just okay. You know, it was just okay. It was kind of one of those Summer Madness rounds. It just wasn't that great. I mean, he said a couple things here and there. It was all right. I think I don't want to say stumbled. I think he paused a couple of places where it was kind of awkward, and I was like, "Oh man, is he about to choke? He's about to choke." And then he caught himself. So it wasn't like a word fumble or whatever. It just kind of like he stopped for a second. You know what I'm saying? He just stopped for a second, and then he caught himself. He got it back. You know, he got it back. He caught himself. You know, he just took a professional. It was kind of like a vet move, kind of like a professional pause. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, but you know, he was cooking. Bad part is, the third round was Big T's for the taking, and he didn't take it.
Yeah, you're right.
3-0 ill will, man. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, yo, 3-zip, man, 3-zip. And you know what? I kind of felt that would happen. You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, listen, Big T is a legend in the game. You know what I mean? You know, we automatically give the legends the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
But at the same time, we all know that Big T, in my personal opinion, is not that lyrical, man. He had his moments though. He had a lot of great moments in battle rap.
Right.
I was just hoping that, you know, being that he's going against Ill Will, which you got to take seriously.
Yep.
He would come with something different, so, you know, represent the Chi-Town. And man, to me was that third man, was not doing it, man. It wasn't doing it, bro. Yeah, he left it flat, man. And again, to end off this event, I'm like, I'm like, yo, Big T, man. That's crazy.
That was Big T bringing it down, bro. That was Big T bringing that down to finish it off like that. No shade. That was not on Ill Will. The way it ended, that was all Big T, man, for coming up flat, man. I'm like, come on, Big T, man. I was looking for that Chalaka Boo Big T, man, for real.
Yeah, Chalaka Boo, that's right.
He didn't do it, man. He didn't do it.
It didn't happen, man. It didn't happen, bro. But so that's it, man. You know?
That's it. That's the card. Give me your
Mm-hmm.
overall. Rate the event 1 to 10. How do you compare it to Summer Madness 7? Talk to me and we'll close it out.
Yeah, well, overall, even though I missed the first 2 battles,
sure.
I'm gonna go back and check those out, but I'm gonna definitely give it. I'm gonna give it an 8, man. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Not bad, brother. Not bad. Not bad. How you think it stacked up against SM7?
Oh man, you already know, man. You already know. Nobody even talking about. Everybody's complaining about SM7 right now. Like, it's major complaints going on with SM7 right now. So, I mean, anything that Rare Breed did at this point, it was great, man. I think we had very little mistakes or jersey, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It made it great, man. It was a good event. Much success to ARP.
Yeah.
Rare Breed. I know ARP was definitely happy.
Salute.
How everything turned out. But did you think that I'm gonna ask you a question. You think that Murder Mook and the A-Verb, that event alone, enhance the Rare Breed, brand?
Absolutely.
All right.
100. Absolutely, bro.
No doubt. In what way, in your opinion?
Well, because one, I think it lived up to the hype. I think it delivered, on the promise. I do. I think, and that's hard to do sometimes these events, And I think it lived up to it because we got Murder Mook to battle, someone who came through this era. Now don't get me wrong, A-Verb is from that other era, that second wave,
Yeah.
He from that second wave, but A-Verb battled all the way through the new era,
That's right.
So he did battle someone updated, and then we got some vintage Verb, which I appreciate. So I think it lived up to it, and then all the supporting matches, I think they delivered, bro. You didn't get a lot of stumbling, bumbling, slipping and blipping. I think the 2 worst performances, was Big T and Big K. So the 2 bigs,
The 2 bigs, huh? The 2 bigs messed up.
Yeah, the 2 bigs messed up. Everybody else did fine, man. I mean, everybody else, nobody got bodied or anything like that. Like that. I mean, the 2-3 zips, those were bodied, and those were bodies. But it wasn't like it brought the whole card down. It was just like, hey man, they didn't bring it, It was like, well, you got smoked, what I'm saying? It was one of those things. So yeah, no, I think to go back to your original question, yeah, I think Murder Mook A-Verb definitely enhanced that card. I think it looked good on RBE. And the other reason I say that, and I'll turn it back over to you, is I think this is gonna be one of, if not the first, RBE million view battle.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna happen, man. I mean, already people were talking about this A-Verb thing from last night.
Yep.
A-Verb winning the battle.
Yep.
And man, it's definitely a good look for Rare Breed. I believe, Rare Breed now is in the runnings, against URL now. I mean, URL, I think they got something to worry about a little bit.
They do.
Got something to worry about a little bit. You know what I mean?
They do.
Yeah.
Hey brother, they got to make some adjustments, man, and they got to make them quick because I'm feeling like this here, man. I heard Detroit DME say this, and I think we can close out on this because I don't know if you heard it or not. But DME, he said that Verb may not Verb, I'm sorry, Mook may have partnered with RBE.
Oh, okay.
You know okay, so he said it in one of his blogs. He said that Mook may have partnered with RBE, and when he said that, I started looking at things a little bit closer because it's like this. We know Mook won a lot of money, 70,000, 80K, 100K, something like that, whatever, right?
Right.
And how did little 90,000 subscriber RBE YouTube channel, whatever, how were they affording Murder Mook and URL didn't want to pay him that money? You know what I'm saying? So you have that.
Right.
Then you have this. Okay, let me give you a little bit more. You have this as well. I'm looking at the face-offs, looking at the Murder Mook. You know, Murder Mook was selling battle hard.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, he was selling it hard because he wanted to be successful. We all wanted to be successful because we know it's a big investment. But let me add something else. The other thing Murder Mook was doing, if you look at some of the other 15 Minutes of Fame, other face-off, other battlers on the card, he was singing the praises of almost everybody on the card. So Mook he was selling like the entire card.
Yeah, he was like the ultimate promoter.
Yeah, he was promoting everybody, everything in the card. I'm like, man, he's saying all these good things. He wasn't acting like, hey, I got paid. I'm just going to focus on Verb and I'm done and I'm out. Right. He was promoting the entire card. He's getting in other people's videos. Hey, man, I think you're going to do good. Hey, this dude is fire. Y'all need to listen to this guy. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then he throws shots at URL. He said, man, I got battlers coming up to me talking about, hey, you know, Smack paying me not to be on this card, stuff like that. And then he's like, hey, Smack trying to compete with me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait a minute. You know, I'm like, okay, what's going on? It's starting to look a certain way. So do I know? It's allegedly, okay? We're trying to report. I mean, I don't know, man. Allegedly, Mook might have, you know, some kind of partnership deal with RBE. And when you think about it, Mook, he put his price to a level where he felt like, look, I put URL on the map. I gave a lot of free battles. You know, you look at the Smack DVD, who you looking at? You looking at Mook on there. You know, I gave a lot of free battles, a lot of free content or whatever, and I want to be compensated. You know, hey, he's like the logo of battle rap, and he wants to be paid as such. And I wouldn't be surprised if ARP approached him like that, man. You know, and say, hey, look, man, we're going to give you, you know, a stake in the company because of what you did for battle rap.
That's right.
So I don't know, man. Mook is a draw. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts is on that, but I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. It might be true. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be a good look, though. You know, that'd be a good look. You know, like you said, you noticed that, you know, Murder Mook was like the ultimate promoter for everybody.
Yeah, he was.
Event. He was, you know, supportive of all the people on the card.
Yep.
And he didn't have nothing bad to say about, of course, Rare Breed. So it's definitely a possibility that may happen. But I know we want to sign off, but I got one more question for you. Sure. There's a little bit of controversy coming up about this whole champion, you know, not raising some money up, you know, for the champion of the night for this particular event. You know, people talking about that, like, yo, what's going on with that? But other than the Verb versus Mook, because we know that's a classic battle. Yeah. In your opinion, what was the battle of the night other than that one?
Okay. Other than that one, let me see. Let me look at this. Okay, certainly wasn't Ill Will Big T, so that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna go with you know what? I'm gonna go with B.Sway 7.
Yo, I agree with you, man. That's the same thing I thought about, man. You know, to me, that was a, you know, classic. Both of them came with it.
Nice.
And if they had a champion bag for them, I feel like, you know, B-Dot should have got that bag. You know, but unfortunately, they didn't.
Yeah.
Bag for them.
Do you think? Let me ask you. Let me throw the question back at you. Do you think champion been a little bit biased with the leagues, man?
Yeah, that's how I was looking. Man. You know, I mean, because, you know, listen, it's two major events. You know, everybody knew about these two events.
Yeah.
You know, they bought the bag for the URL.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why they shouldn't bring a bag for this Rare Breed event. You know, Yo, unless they really didn't have confidence in the card and they thought Murder Mook. But even so, like, you want
Even
to give that
so, yeah,
to the
it's
the
crowd. Yeah,
best battler.
it's
Yeah, so
crowdfunding. It's
yeah,
crowdfunding.
it's looking kind of funny, Jay Black and Tech. Now, what's going on,
Yeah,
y'all?
buddy, man, it's looking kind of funny. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I think they need to kind of address that, bro. They need to
Yeah,
because you want to look unbiased. They do look biased. They look biased to URL. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I'm like, y'all need to go up to King of the Dot. You need to be there. You need to be on RBE. You need to look like you are a media outlet and not an extension of URL.
yeah, exactly.
And
So,
that,
they and for their credit, they do invite brothers up,
that's
to
true.
the show
That's
from
true.
all brands. But I guess when it comes to that bag, when it comes to the money raising,
Yep.
URL, anybody on URL could get the bag. So, I
And
mean,
no, go ahead, bro. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say in the future, brothers. I mean, to look unbiased, you're gonna have to raise some money up as well for these other especially Rare Breed. I mean, they coming up, so we got to raise some money up for these brothers, champion of the night, and make that happen. But guys,
No,
yeah, man.
I agree with you 100. I do. I agree with you 100. It's just that, man, I just think that I know Jay Black is trying to, this is a business for him. It's a business. He's trying to establish himself and do certain things and make some moves and everything. But hey, when it comes to champion of the night, this is crowdfunded. You know what I'm saying? Let us decide. So you don't look, biased. And also, when you're talking about champion of the year, you got to open it up to any battle rapper that is doing good.
That's
Okay,
right.
I mean that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. But now it's just looking at which URL battler is champion of the year, and that just doesn't look right.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's
Doesn't
looking
look
like on
right.
the URL thing, and like I said, we still got a whole, couple more months left before the end of the year. So
Yeah.
I guess they'll tighten it up hopefully before the end of the year is up because they do got to make a decision on who's going to be the next champion of the year with the belt. And I heard they're going to have a new championship ring this for 2018. So
Exactly.
hopefully they make that adjustment.
And what's weird too? If you don't have a quote unquote champion of the night on the other leagues, you're not even giving these other battlers a chance.
Right.
What I'm thinking about it because think about it, we got so far Geechee Gotti 3 champion of the nights. Who on another league is going to be able to beat this guy like that?
Yeah, man.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's true.
saying? I'm like, come on, you're not even giving the other leagues and the other battlers in those other leagues a chance.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know. They need to tighten it up, brother. They need to tighten that up, man. Let's go ahead and close it out, bro.
All right. So as far as last words, great event. ARP, you did your thing. Looking forward to the next year. Or whatever next event actually that you're gonna come up with. Rare Breed Entertainment. They doing their thing, man. I'm looking forward to the battles.
Got me excited, brother, man. Hey, first and foremost, before I close out, I just want to say appreciate you coming up, man, joining me and helping me break down this, get information to the people, help me come up with this content, man. I appreciate you. I really don't like doing it without you, man, talking about this battle rap. So, man, appreciate you making time, all right?
I appreciate it, man.
All right. As far as the people out there, man, hey, salute to RBE. It was the card of the year. To me, it was nice. It was the biggest event of the year. It was nice. He brought back a legend that it set it on fire. People are gonna be talking about this, man. They're gonna be talking about this card for a little while. Breakdowns. There's gonna be some debates here and there. It was overall good card. My overall for it, hey man, I'm with my man Showtime, man. I got to give it about an 8, 8.5. Event. It was good. It was good production. They had a few little, technical difficulties with the mic, a little bit, nothing, that took away a little bit. Had a little scuffle a little bit in the Mook Verb battle, but it was good. It gave you that feel. Nobody started fighting. Got a little, little pushing and shoving. It was pretty good, man. It was a great battle. You definitely got your money's worth on the pay-per-view, which we cannot say for SM7. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to just, start wigging on, URL. We know they're the top battle league, but right now, this moment is all about RBE. They did good, Hey, URL had the attention last week. This week is all about RBE, and I just want to keep the focus on RBE. They delivered on the promise. Okay, it's just that simple. They delivered on the promise. So, hey, folks, if you're a battle rap head out there, Last week, the SM7 isn't worth your pay-per-view money, but this week, the RBE, it is worth your pay-per-view money, man. So that's all we got for right now.
Before we sign off, make sure y'all go check out the both for recap shows. If you didn't hear it yet on What's Poppin', go back and check out the SM7 and check this one out. Of course, you know, listening to it, and send us your voice messages. We want to hear from y'all.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Send us your voice messages. You know, we love to hear from you. We love to chop it up, and hey, we'll get you on. We'll get you on the show. Just like the show, send a few voice messages. Let us know you want to be on, and you know, we'll drop you some information. But if you just want to leave a message, hey, it'll be in a future show. Give your thoughts, give your shout outs, man. And you know, hey, that's my man Showtime. This is Random. We will see you on the next episode because this episode is over.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.